the Samaveda, Kanda 4, Prapathaka 4, Ardha 1, Dasata 4411, Soma Pavamana 3 verses. Light of the sacrifice. He pours delicious meat, most wealthy, father and begetter of the gods. Lightnings. He, gladdening, best of cheerers, juice that Indra loves, enriches with mysterious treasure, earth and heaven. The Lord of heaven, the vigorous and far-seeing one, flows shouting to the beaker with his 1,000 streams. Colored like gold, he rests in seats where Mitra dwells, the steer made beautiful by rivers and by sheep. As Pavamana, thou floatest before the streams, thou goest on, before the hymn, before the kine. Thou sharest mighty booty in the van of war. Soma, well armed, thou art pressed out by men who press. Now, the consciousness extends further than we realize, and that connects to what we do realize. Dasata 4412, Soma Pavamana, 3 verses. Through our desire of heroes, kine, and horses, vigorous Soma drops, brilliant and swift, have been infused. They, beautified by holy men and purified in both the hands, are flowing through the fleecy cloth. These Soma juices shall pour forth all treasures for the worshipper, from heaven and earth and firmament. And let us remember that in the objective sense, sorcery, or ritual drug use, is certainly safer than just drug use. Now, in the subjective sense, that which is not made part of a spiritual practice doesn't have the value. Dasata 4413, Soma Pavamana, 10 verses. Flows Soma, Indu, dear to gods, swift through the purifying sieve, and enter Indra in thy strength. As mighty food speed hitherward, Indu as a most splendid steer, sit in thy place as one with power. The well-loved meat was made to flow, the stream of the creative juice. The sage drew waters to himself, the mighty waters, yea, the floods accompany thee, mighty one. When thou wilt clothe thee with the milk, the lake is brightened in the floods. Soma, our friend, heaven's prop and stay, falls on the purifying cloth. The tawny bull hath bellowed, fair as mighty Mitra to behold. He gleams and flashes with the sun. Songs, Indra, active in their might, are beautified for thee, wherewith thou deckest thee for rapturous joy. To thee who givest ample room we pray, to win the wild delight, that thou mayest have exalted praise. Winner of kine, Indu art thou, winner of heroes, steeds and spoil, primeval soul of sacrifice. Pour on us, Indu, Indra's strength, with a full stream of sweetness like Parjanya, sender of the rain. And just as things flow through us is connected thematically and perhaps otherwise to the outer flow. Dasata 4414, Soma Pavamana, 10 verses. O Soma Pavamana, be victorious, win us high renown, and make us better than we are. Win thou the light, win heavenly light, and Soma all felicities, and make us better than we are. Win skillful strength and mental power, O Soma, drive away our foes, and make us better than we are. Ye purifiers, purify Soma for Indra, for his drink. Make thou us better than we are. Give us our portion in the sun, through thine own mental power and aids, and make us better than we are. Through thine own mental power and aids, long may we look upon the sun. Make thou us better than we are. Well-weaponed Soma, pour to us a stream of riches doubly great, and make us better than we are. As one victorious, unsubdued in battle, pour forth wealth to us, and make us better than we are. With offerings, Pavamana, men have strengthened thee, as law commands. Make thou us better than we are. O Indu, bring us wealth in steeds brilliant and quickening all life, and make us better than we are. And all religions that, have a connection to divine revelation, to divine inspiration, regardless of what portion of that they are, actually. Explicitly confessing such, they try to work away your pride. You don't be proud. And this wanting to be better thing is one of the easiest ways to deal with pride. Dasata 4415, Soma Pavamana, 4 verses. Swift runs this giver of delight, even the stream of flowing juice. Swift runs this giver of delight. The morning knows all precious things. The goddess knows her grace demand. Swift runs this giver of delight. We have accepted thousands from the Vasras and Purushanta's hands. Swift runs this giver of delight, from whom we have accepted thus thousands and 3 times 10 besides. Swift runs this giver of delight. And there's the idea of what we do being met with more speed, more number, more, Dasanta 4416, Soma Pavamana, 3 verses. Forth with his stream who gladdens best, these Soma juices have been poured. Lauded with songs for mighty strength, thou flowest to enjoy the milk, and bringest valor, being cleansed, winning the spoil, flow hitherward, and hymned by Chamadagne, let all nourishment that kind supply, and general praises flow to us. And if we want to be on the divine side even more and more, then we become the sort that people will speak well of. Dasanta 4417, 3 verses. For Chittavedas, worthy of our praise, will we frame with our mind this eulogy as 'twere a car, for good in his assembly, in this care of ours. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. We will bring fuel and prepare our sacred gifts, reminding thee at each successful holy time. Fulfill our thoughts, that we may lengthen out our lives. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. May we have power to kindle thee, fulfill our prayers in thee. The gods eat at the present sacrifice. Bring hither the Adityas, for we long for them. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. And we should live in such a way that we would want to live that way forever. That sort of good. Dasata 4418, 3 verses. Soon as the sun hath risen, I sing to you, to Mitra, Varuna, and Aryaman, who slays the foe with wealth of gold. May this my song bring unmolested might. May this sages obtain the sacrifice. May we be thine, God Varuna, and with our princes, Mitra thine, may we gang food and heavenly delight. And see, it's not just some other spiritual side. It's not just the wealth of this world. It's your own physical ability not being disturbed. It's your own spiritual usage. Dasata 4419 Indra, 3 verses. Drive all our enemies away, smite down the foes who press around, and bring the wealth for which we long, of which the world shall know, forthwith as given by thee abundantly. Bring us the wealth for which we long, O Indra, that which is concealed in the strong, firm place, precipitous. Bring us the wealth for which we long. Dasata 4410 Indra Agna, 3 verses. Yea, ye are priests of sacrifice, winners in war and holy works. Indra and Agna mark this well, bountiful riders on the car, slayers of Evretra unsubdued. Indra and Agna mark this well. The men with pressing stones have pressed this meat of yours which gives delight. Indra and Agna mark this well. And just because we are of a spiritual side doesn't mean that we don't want the worldly successes as well. And it doesn't mean that they have to be as separate things. Part of the reason why Christianity is failing is because that, there's been a lot of separation between secular and sacred. Dasata 44111 Soma Pavamana. For Indra, girt by Marutas, flow thou Indu, very rich in meat. To seat thee in the place of song, sage who know the lore of speech, deck thee, the strong sustainer, well. Men make thee bright and beautiful. Let Mitra, Varuna, Aryaman drink Pavamana's juice. Yea, thine, sage, let the Marutas drink thereof. Now the elementals and the forces of the lower heavens and etc., they're not the ultimate. Basically implied by that. Dasata 44112 Soma Pavamana, 2 verses. Deft-handed. Thou, when purified, liftest thy voice amid the sea. Thou, Pavamana, makest riches flow to us. Yellow, abundant, much desired, made pure as Pavamana. In the sheep's long wool the steer hath bellowed in the vat. Thou flowest, Soma Pavamana, balmed with milk, unto the meeting place of gods. And again, we need to remember that some things come with other things, and we need to distinguish the features sometimes of the one and the other. Dasata 44113 Soma Pavamana, 3 verses. Him here, the offspring of the sea, the 10 swift fingers beautify. With the Adityas is he seen, with Indra and with Vayu he effused. Flows onward with the beams of Surya to the cleansing sieve, flow rich in sweets and lovely for our Bhaga, Vayu, Pushan, fair, for Mitra and for Varuna. And we think sometimes why these combinations and why other combinations elsewhere. Dasata 4 for 114, Indra 3 verses. With Indra, splendid feasts be ours, rich in all strengthening things, wherewith, wealthy in food, we may rejoice. Like thee thyself for singers yoked, thou movest, as it were besought. Bold one, the axle of the car, that Satakratu thou to serve and please thy praisers, as it were, stirrest the axle with thy strength. And if we are pleasing, we will be pleased. Dasata 4:115 Indra, 3 verses. As a good cow, to him who milks, we call the doer of good deeds. To our assistance day by day, come thou to our libation. Drink of Soma, Soma drinker, yea. The rich one's rapture giveth kine, so may we be acquainted with thine innermost benevolence. Neglect us not, come hitherward. And if we don't want to be neglected, we shouldn't be neglecting of our duties. Dasata 4:116 Indra, 3 verses. As like the morning thou hast filled, O Indra, both the earth and heaven, so as the mighty one, great king of all the mighty race of men, the godless mother brought thee forth, the blessed mother gave thee life. Thou bearest in thine hand a lance, like a long hook, great counselor, as with his foremost foot a goat. Draw down the branch, O Magavan. The goddess mother brought thee forth, the blessed mother gave thee life. Relax that mortal's stubborn strength, whose heart is bent on wickedness. Trample him down beneath thy feet, who watches for and aims at us. The goddess mother brought thee forth, the blessed mother gave thee life. Now there's this idea of the goat as the leader, and this other idea of the 1,000 goat mother. Dasata 4:117 Soma Pavamana, 3 verses. Soma, the dweller on the hills effused, hath flowed into the sieve. All bounteous art thou in carouse. Thou art a holy bard, a sage, the meath offspring of thy sap. All bounteous art thou in carouse. All deities of one accord have come that they may drink of thee. All bounteous art thou in carouse. Now, obviously, we're not talking about the same begetting sort of parenthood, but all these metaphors on a physical basis don't necessarily mean that we're claiming that divinity is likewise connected in such a limited way. The Santa 44118 Soma Pavamana. 2 verses. Effused is he who brings good things, who brings us store of wealth and sweet refreshing food. Soma, who brings us quiet homes. He whom our Indra and the Marut host shall drink. Bhaga shall drink with Aryaman, by whom we bring to us Mitra and Varuna, and Indra for our great defense. And there are other things that come take part unseen in our rituals. Dasate 44119. Soma Pavamana. 3 verses. Friends him your Lord, who makes him pure from virtuous crows. Let them sweeten him as a child with lauds and sacred gifts, like as a calf with mother cows. So Indu is urged forth and sent, glorified by our hymns, the God-delighting juice. Effectual help to power is he. He is a banquet for the troop. He who hath been effused, more rich in meat for gods. And the way they talk about cows shows that as much as humans are drinking the milk, and as much as they did eat cows, it's not done in a way that's harmful to the cow society, like in my culture where they separate the cows too young. Well, I mean, by my culture, I mean my country, not my spiritual culture that I'm a part of. Dasata 44120, Soma Pavamana. 3 verses. For us the Soma juices flow, the drops best furtherers of weal, effused as friends, without a spot, benevolent finders of the light. These Soma juices, skilled in song, purified, blent with milk and curd, hastening on and firmly set in oil, resemble beauteous suns, effused by means of pressing stones upon the oxide visible. They, treasure finders, have announced food unto us from every side. And every side means it's more than just our plan. Because our plan, okay, we're putting things towards this direction, and, Dasata 44121, Soma Pavamana, 3 verses. Pour forth this wealth. With this purification, flow onward to the yellow lake. O Indu, here too the bright one, wind swift, full of wisdom, shall give a son to him who cometh quickly. Flow on for us with this purification to the famed ford of thee, whose dew is glory. May the foe queller shake us down for triumph like a tree's ripe fruit. 60,000 treasures. Eagerly do we pray for those 2 exploits at the Blue Lake and Prasanna. Wrought in battle, he sent our enemies to sleep and slew them, and turned away the foolish and unfriendly. Now, I would presume that there's a myth there that we don't quite get by the reference here. Dasata 44122, 3 verses. O Agni, be our nearest friend, yea, our protector, and our kind deliverer. As gracious Agni, famed for treasures, come and, most resplendent, give us store of wealth. To thee, then, O most bright, O radiant God, we come with prayer for happiness for our friends. Dasata 4:123. Indra, 3 verses. May we, with Indra and the gods, to aid us, bring these existing worlds to full completion. Our sacrifice, our bodies, and our offspring. Let Indra with the Adityas form and finish. With the Adityas, with the hand of Marutas, let Indra send to us medicines to heal us. And so ultimate divinity will do things through things, and it doesn't mean that we have to worship through things to ultimate divinity. Dasata 4:124 Indra. One verse. Sing to your Indra, mightiest Vritra slayer, sing to the sage the song that he accepteth. And in the West, we tend to not get the fact that true prayer isn't just, we say we want. We say that we know that, or we believe that deity will